spectators, hoop against kids, looking.
Yo, what's good everybody? It's your boy Wolfie in the building, young Sasuke in the building, blue to match the team vibe. Wolfie the guy, it's closest you gonna get, cause I ain't got no blue in my wardrobe. You know what's there? Ain't no blue, literally no blue in my wardrobe. But it's not even wardrobe, it's like a rep. But anyway, I ain't got no blue, so this is the closest you gonna get to match the team vibe, because we are talking about the fact that Frank Lampard has been sacked, bars, by Chelsea board. Again, is really not no breaking news. It's more like harsh expected news. That's what should have been the headline. But then, you know, for this channel, it's breaking news. You know, I got to put the breaking news sign on there. You know, okay, it's not breaking news. Yeah, it's true. It's not. It's rather not breaking news. It's more just, yeah. Anyway, man, Chelsea have sacked Frank Lampard. Again, it's not anything really shocking. I feel like it's just football fans probably feel like Lampard got done a bit dirty. Let's be real, you know, everything right now is just up in the air, and I feel like the least they could have done is just kept him until the end of the season. But we're going to talk about it. If you're going to enjoy this video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you're new around here trying to get to 20k, and leave your comments in the comment section down below so I can see your opinion on what's going on. Please do not think I don't read comments, by the way. I do. I read the comments. I can't reply to all of them, but I do read the comments. I see you guys, and it's nice to get some of your opinions, because some of your opinions actually make me question what I said in the video, so it's good. So why was Frank Lampard really sacked? Well, when you think about it, in his first season during a pandemic, it was a successful one. You know, he had all the money, just couldn't unlock it. You know, all doing games and that where you get to the final level and you just can't unlock this one level. Yeah, it was sad. Man had all the money, couldn't really do nothing with it. Chelsea were going through a transfer ban at the time. Then, you know, he said, you know what, forget all that. We saw the introduction of Mason Mount. We saw Tammy Abraham's career get resurrected. The likes of Giroud. Of course, Giroud is just a clinical striker. I don't know why he gets no shine time or no respect, but that's a different story for a different day. You know what I'm saying? We just saw a lot of players step up and do what they needed to do in order for the club to maintain their reputation and their respect in the Premier League as a top 5 side. I mean, not finishing out of the top 5 for one season ain't that deep. But the way football Twitter goes on is that deep. No pause. And they did very well. Finished 4th, no signings. He worked with what he had. He did what he needed to do to get by. Respect to Lampard, because top 5 side finishing 4th with no signings in the Premier League. Mad respect. Ain't easy. Ain't easy at all. But then we go over to this season, the second season. Now, we have to go over some things that really happened behind the scenes that a lot of people aren't talking about. So, the first things first is he had a broken relationship with Marina Granovskia. I think I said her name correctly. If I've not, leave it in the comments. Actually, don't even leave it in the comments, I can't bother. I ain't gonna talk about her again. Damn. But she's Chelsea's club director. She handles most of the transfers, anything to do with like big financial situations. She is the one that it kind of goes through. She is known as one of the toughest negotiators in football, period. She's known as one of the best negotiators in the world of football as well. And the relationship between her and Lampard kind of deteriorated over the last couple of months. So that's the first thing, you know. When you've got the best and you're Frank Lampard, just because you play for the club and you're a club legend, don't mean you can kind of try and, you know, tell her what to do and tell her to make these decisions and make her feel like she's not the boss. Donny, she's above you. You know what's there? She is the one that handles everything. So then you had apparently players coming out and saying that there were lack of instructions and tactical influence from Frank Lampard. That's a big one. Because a lot of people just think Lampard is PE teacher and vibes. A lot of people feel like Lampard just doesn't have any tactics, like he just does what he needs to do to get by. Last season, I feel like he showed that he has got some tactical knowledge of the game and he knows what he needs to do and what he's doing. But then this season, Donny's just been playing a few players out of position, and you're just questioning why. Like, why? This is not FIFA or FA where you could just remix positions out of the clear blue sky for no reason. Man's playing Timo Werner in camp. Then he's playing Havertz as striker. Then you've got Tammy Abraham playing right wing. Then you've got Pulisic playing centre. It's just all mad. For whatever reason, Donny thought he was Pep Guardiola 2.3. Nah, you need to stay in your lane. he teaches them vibes, just play everyone in their natural position. You might then guard, just get the results. You get what I'm trying to say? He wasn't trying to do that. We saw this ourselves, but a lot of players felt like some of the press conferences were very, very negative and very, very harsh. And I know it's good to be honest. I don't know where Frank Lampard kind of got this vibe about him, but I felt like it was kind of going very sour this season. Last season, I didn't really get that much from him. Like, I didn't really feel like he was being harsh in his press conference. I didn't feel like he was being too direct. I didn't feel like he was being strongly opinionated. I just felt like he was just, you know, keeping it cash. You know what I'm saying? Just couple interviews, just keep myself to myself, and you know, I might just get slide past this interview. This season, this man's been speaking the most truth. Very, very down, monotone kind of voice. Very assertive with it. Very just in your face. Like, I'm gonna tell you how I feel. I don't care who wants to get stressed. Like, everything's just been, like, it's just been just deep. Pause. Apparently, a lot of people feel like Frank Lampard would have walked out the club if it wasn't Chelsea. That obviously relates back to his playing time at Chelsea, him being a club legend, him doing so much for the club, and him having love for the club. That's where that kind of comes from. And I have to agree. I feel like if this was any other job with the results he's had and the money he spent, I think Frank Lampard in the back of his mind knows that with the team I have and the money I've spent, I shouldn't be getting these results. It's not to say you should win every game, because I wouldn't say it's impossible, because Liverpool kind of showed us last season that it's not impossible, but it's unlikely you're going to win every single game. So, you know, you can have one or two little misses there, you know, the ones there, you know, when your friends are in front of the goal and they just over there, and you're just like, how did you miss that? And they're just like, bro, sometimes it be like that. So it's okay to have one or two little L's here and there, but, you know, when you're, and it's not even like, and even when they win, most of the time they get spun. Like, they win, but they still get spun in the game, and you're just questioning, like, how? So when you add all of that up into one big ball, right? And the main bit being that, you know, which I haven't spoken about, is that he spent 222 million, and you're 8th place in the Premier League going into February. Yeah, question marks start to appear. They do, unfortunately. And it's just one of those things in football management, especially when you're managing a top side like Chelsea. You know, some boards and some directors, some CEOs, owners, they ain't gonna have it. You know what I'm saying? They are not going to have not 1% of a battery bar of it. They're not going to. And unfortunately, this is the reason why I feel like Frank Lampard has been sacked. When you add all of those into consideration, plus the amount of money he spent, it was time to say goodbye, unfortunately. So the replacement for Frank Lampard is Thomas Tuchel, who formerly managed Borussia Dortmund. That's what he is known for, as well as PSG. But not many people know about his time at Mainz. At Mainz, he left, or they split, or they parted ways, depending on who you talk to or what you read, because they couldn't meet his demand. Klopp left 16-17 season, I believe, and Tuchel took over. Tuchel then kind of had the same issues, but it wasn't so much Tuchel. Like, a lot of Dortmund supporters keep blaming Tuchel. It's actually a 50-50 thing on this situation. So the relationship between Dortmund and Tuchel really broke down after that season where we sold Hummels, Gundogan, and Mkhitaryan. That's when it kind of went a bit sour, and he was promised by Joachim or Joachim, however you pronounce Donny's name, that they wouldn't be selling all three of these players, and they ended up leaving, and it left Tuchel in a big mess. Tuchel actually believed that if he had these players, he could have pushed on and won the Bundesliga the Bundesliga this following season. Of course, that didn't happen. We didn't actually replace aggressively, or as aggressive as Tuchel would have liked. On top of this, there were ongoing things between him and Mislintat. I can't say their names, I'm so sorry. Mislintat, he is the former scout at Borussia Dortmund who went to Arsenal, who is now at Stuttgart, I believe, or Cologne, one of the two, I can't remember exactly. But he left, he's been doing jumping ship and that, Sea of Thieves. And that relationship broke down, and Michelin has a good relationship with Zorc, who is the football director at Borussia Dortmund as well. So then the whole relationship, there's a lot in this story. So this is a bit of a shout to Dortmund fans. Stop blaming Tuchel, because it is a 50-50 thing. And if I were Tuchel and I was told we're not going to be selling 3 of our top players and ended up selling 3 of our top players, I'd be pissed too. I would be pissed too. And then he goes over to PSG, which many felt like was a good fit. However, after winning multiple League One titles, after winning multiple Champions titles, after completing a lot of accomplishments, and the biggest one being getting PSG to the Champions League final, Tuchel felt unappreciated, and he felt as if, and this is a big one, this is another video for another day, he felt like it was all politics, less about management. All these breakdowns between Tuchel and clubs, it's a 50-50 thing, you know. You have to give to receive. You can't just take. You have to give to receive. And in each of these clubs, Tuchel was giving and not receiving. When it comes to tactics, Tuchel isn't that bad. Inconsistent, yes, but he's not that bad tactically. And I really feel like the reason he is being brought into Chelsea is because of Timo Werner and Kai Havertz. Collectively together, those two cost 116 million. Now, that's not a lot considering some players cost 100+ million on their own. But when you're bringing such wonder-kiddish talents to the team, I mean, not really. Timo Werner's like 24. Kai Havertz is like 20... I want to say 23, but I don't think he is. I think he's a little younger than that. But when you're bringing like still players that are developing, have such hype around them and not realizing it at all, like making the club look like they've made the biggest financial mistake, you're going to try and do something to try and bring the best out of those players. And I feel like the best thing for that is to bring in a manager that can tactically use them the correct way. Lampard, unfortunately, was using them incorrectly, playing Werner on the left or in cam and playing Havertz in CM, I believe, or striker. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now we're going to see probably Kai Havertz naturally stay in that cam role. We're going to see Timo Werner naturally play as a striker, although he started his career off as a left wing, by the way. I just want you lot to know that. At Stuttgart, Donny was predominantly a left wing, but we moved. Now we're going to see what them two can really do under a manager that speaks the same language as them. So they're going to feel a lot more comfortable. They're going to understand it a lot more than they would with Lampard. And that's just that foreign barrier that you have with any club, anywhere. This is, to me, a move to help Werner and Havertz. This is just my opinion. Lampard should have been given at least until the end of the season. I feel like it's a bit harsh to sack him now. The table is so mixed. It's so inconsistent. And to my calculations, as I'm making this video on the 25th of January, if Chelsea were to win their next 2 games and the teams around them were to draw or lose, Chelsea could have possibly gone up to 5th place. And then another couple of more wins and Chelsea are in the title race. That's how inconsistent this table is. Really feel like he should have been given until the end of the season at least. Chelsea, honestly though, need to find a philosophy. How just aggressive they are with their sackings and how they want to move on as a club, to me, is so disrespectful. Most football fans hate the way Chelsea operate. Boy, I hate the way Chelsea operate too. Boy, listen. Remember that to Di Matteo when he won the Champions League and the next season man got cut loose? That's tough. Conte, Premier League, next season cut loose. That's tough. Sarri won the Europa League the same season, cut loose. Flipping hell. Like, you lot are just mad with the sackings, and I feel like it's because Chelsea have no philosophy. It's not like their club's focusing on youth, so they need to bring in a manager that can work with youth and produce the best out of them. It's not like their team's based off of a tactical feel of the team, like a Leeds United or a Man City. It's literally just, we've got money, we can buy players, you just need to get us results. There's no philosophy, and I feel like that's why they just run through managers, because unless the manager is consistent, the second they finish outside of the top 3, you're gone. And it can't run like that, man. Like, you lot need to really change and fix how you operate as a football team, in my honest opinion. If you want to feel some sour grapes about that, then go ahead, but that's just the truth of the matter, really. A lot of people are going to ask now what Lampard should do. Honestly, just take a rest. You've had 3 seasons back to back or 4, it might be 3, as a manager. Derby, and then you went to Chelsea, and then you've been at Chelsea for 2 seasons. I can't remember how long is that Derby County for. But nevertheless, you've been in management for a while. Not to say like, oh, because there's all these managers that have been in management for a while. Years. decades, yeah. But I'm saying is in like, because we're in a pandemic now, just go home and chill with your family. You know what I'm saying? You're all nice, you're comfy, your house is all paid off, you know, you ain't got no rent due, nothing like that. You know, your cash is all in your bank account, all resting, all sleeping, all ready for you to use, you know, when you want to. So you're chilling, you're good. Just take a rest, man. You don't need to go and find a new team. You don't need to reach out to new teams. You just need to just rest. Think about your tactical approach to games. Think about how you address the media. Think about all of that. Reevaluate what happened at Chelsea. Learn from it, as we all should do from our mistakes, and then go again. You know, take it easy. You know, just sip some teas. Just sip a cup of tea sometimes. You know, no one's there. But yeah, that's my thoughts about the whole thing. More time should have been given. Tuchel is only there for Werner and Havertz. Again, it's like, it's not shocking, but it's harsh. You know, no one's there. I don't know, man. That's how I feel about it. But let me know how you feel in the comment section down below. Do you think Lampard should have been given more time? Do you feel like he had enough time? What do you think about the appointment of Thomas Tuchel? Do you feel like it's the right move? Do you feel like it's the wrong move? Do you agree with me? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Take care of yourselves. Peace.
Crawl before you walk, gotta grind before you shine, gotta lose before you win, and that's how it begins. Running this shit in my Nike ass. Yeah, they say that my game's so rare. Little intro of this H-time player, chasing dreams to the top, thrown like chair. Crawl before you walk, gotta grind before you shine, gotta lose before